What's up everybody out there in Learning Land? Tyler from TenthumbsPro.com coming at you with another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit subscribe. Today is day 10 in our Crossroads Ook Challenge dedicated to the style of Robert Johnson. If you came just for this tutorial and you didn't know about the challenge, make sure you check out the playlist up above because there's 9 more lessons dedicated to the style of this blues master. Free printable tabs for everyone, not just our Patreons, pinned in the first comment on the YouTube section. Get tabs for all the tutorials for all of our lessons by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes. Chicago deep dish or New York pizza? I got New York. Tell us what you like in the comments below. Now without further ado, let's go ahead and grab our ukulele, brains and attention span, and let's go ahead and learn how to play Sweet Home Chicago by Robert Johnson on the ukulele. Follow me on in and let's go ahead and break this lesson down right now. Okay, so we're gonna approach this from an easy blues standpoint, and then what we're gonna do is just add more and more hot sauce to it to get it closer to what Robert may have played had he played a ukulele. It's a blues in the key of F. And let's go ahead and look at the 12-bar structure. The bars, normally the bars would be the first 4 are going to be F. Bars 5 and 6 were going to be B flat 7. Bars 7 and 8 would be F, well really F7. And your turnaround would go bar 9 would be a C, bar 10 or C7, one of the two. Bar 10 would be a B flat 7 or a B flat. Bar 11 would be back to our F or our F7, and then the last bar, bar 12, would be a C7. So this is what that structure looks like, okay? Now, that is the structure for verses 3, 4, and 5. For verses 1, 2, and 6, there's something called a turnaround, where if we keep that same chart up, bar 2 is going to switch to a B flat 7. Okay, so we're gonna work on this as the first verse, and we're gonna start from there, okay? So that's the structure that we're gonna follow. But instead of strumming through something with F7s like this, we're gonna get at that blues shuffle that sounds like this. So let's examine how to do that over the F chord. We get the F chord up, and what you're going to do is you're going to put your index finger on the first fret of the E string, and you're going to use your thumb on the C string and your pointer on the E string. Okay, and if you want, you can get some nice chunky palm muting in there too by resting the fleshy part of your hand over the strings. With palm muting, without palm muting. Ultimately, how much palm muting you want to use is up to you. It sounds really nice with the blues. All right, so once you know how much palm muting you want and where you want your fingers, you're just going to simply squeeze 2 times on the 1 and then get your middle finger down on the 2nd fret of the C string on the 2nd beat. And you'll play that 2 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just remember, on the odd numbers, your fingers off, and on the even numbers, your fingers down. So that's what you're gonna play over the F. Let's take a look at the B flat. For the B flat, you're gonna roll that finger over and bar the 1st fret of the E and the A strings. And what you're gonna do is you're going to remove, well, that'd be 1 and, then on the 2, you'll get your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and we're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're taking our finger up and getting it down. So those are the shuffles over the F and the B flat. When we get to the turnaround, what we're going to do is we're going to play a C7 chord. We're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? Then we're going to get to that B flat 7, bar the 1st fret, and get your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the C string. Now, if that's just way too hard for you, you might find this a little easier. Middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, pointer finger on the 1st fret of the A, and your pinky on the 4th fret of the E. If you just can't do bars, this is an option as well, okay? So I would recommend the bar because if you can get past that squeezing, the change from the C7 to the B flat 7 is a little easier. And we're gonna do the same thing. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we get to the F7, we're gonna do the same thing. Middle finger, 2nd fret, ring finger, 3rd fret of the C string, index finger, 1st fret of the E, pinky, 3rd fret of the A string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the last measure, we're gonna start on the F7, 1 and then move to the C7, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we strum through the whole turnaround from the C7, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's do it nice and mellow, but I'm not going to count it. We're just going to strum through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would be in the top of the 12 bar. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our finger picking technique with the quick turnaround and the tabs on the screen, and we're gonna play through the entire 12 bar blues, okay? Now with this, you would be able to, if you're more of a beginner out there, play and sing through the whole song after this, okay? This would be the rhythm that would serve as a foundation for you. So from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and with that, believe it or not, you could play through the entire song. Just know, if you want to play exactly like Robert, that quick turnaround from the F to the B flat to the F happens in the 1st, 2nd, and 6th verse, but in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th verse, he plays the first 4 bars or first 4 measures just over the F shuffle, okay? Now let's start to look at how to spicing this up. One place to start would be the introduction. Cool, let me play the intro for you one time. It sounds like this. All right, pretty tricky really actually, maybe the trickiest part in the song. You're gonna start off, I use my pinky and I use my middle finger, pinky on the 8th fret of the A string and your middle finger on the 7th fret of the G. And you're gonna play and 4 and. So you can go and 4 and 1. First beat of the first full measure, you're gonna play the 7th fret of that G string against the 8th fret of the high A, and you're gonna go 1 and 2 and. So after just doing that once, you're gonna play this here and 2 and. So the first half of the measure really slow, you get 1 and 2 and. With the running start, it's and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. This part, I move over to my index finger and I'm still using my pinky. You could use your ring finger if it was easier for you. And you're gonna play 1 and 2. And this is where it gets interesting, and this is where it gets tricky too. You're gonna go 1 and 2. And if it were like the previous measure, you think that you would play this on the 4th beat as well. But on the 4th beat, you're actually gonna slide down, and here, I like to use my ring finger on the 6th fret of the high A and my index finger on the 5th fret, and I go and 1. So that's on the offbeat after the 4 and 1. So from the top, really slow, and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. From there, you're gonna have to jump over with your index finger to grab the 3rd fret of the A string on the offbeat, and then you're gonna play 3 and 4, 4th fret of the C string, the E note at the same time, which is coming from the C7 chord. And then you're gonna do a triplet, pinky 6th fret of the E string there, 1, po, la, and then again that 3rd fret there. So that triplet goes tripola. Then you pluck all 3 of those notes at the same time. 4, 6, 3 at the same time. 3 and plucking that high A on the offbeat. 3 and then on the 4th beat, grabbing the 4th fret of the C string. 4. So just that last measure, really, really slow. 1 and 2 pola, 3 and 4. And notice how when I go from 6 to this 3, that gives me a little more time to set up for my triplet. And I play this while I'm getting my pinky in place. So that last measure, 1 and 2 pola, 3 and 4. The whole thing together, counting it out really, really slow. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 pola, 3 and 4. Just a little bit faster. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 pola, 3 and 4. Same speed, but I'm not going to count it. 1, 2, 3. And that's the intro, and then you would jump into the shuffle from there. Now, there is one other piece. It is the turnaround, and the turnaround is a little different than the intro. So let's take a look at the turnaround. This is starting on the 9th beat over that C that we were just strumming like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make that same shape that we had from the intro, and we're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so plucking all of them, and then the high C. So you pluck all 3 of them, thumb on the C, pointer on the E, middle on the A, 1 and. Then after, with your middle finger, you pluck the high A. So you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you're just plucking that high A, which is the C note, 1 and then repeating that until you get to the 4th beat. On the 4th beat, you're gonna stop there. You won't play this on the offbeat. So you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you're going to remove the pinky, drop this, your middle finger down to the 4th fret of the E string, and you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm bending these just ever so slightly. It's called a quarter bend or a blues curl. And that's going to happen 1 and 2 and 3 for the first half of the measure. 1 and 2 and 3. After that, on the offbeat, you're going to grab your index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. And then you're going to, with your middle finger, come down and play the 2nd fret of the C string, and then back up to that 1st fret. So that second measure is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Those 2 together, you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we get to the end, the last 4 measures here. You're going to rest on that 1st beat, 1. Then we go into a triplet that's open C, ring finger, 3rd fret, pointer finger, 1st fret, tripola, tripola, tripola. From there, you're going to drop down, middle finger, grab that 2nd fret, and you're going to play 2nd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret of the C string, 1st of the A, and that's going to happen on the third beat, 3 and. Then you'll move this second fret to the first fret. I use just one finger, 4 and. So that third measure, 1, 2 bola, 3 and 4 and. One time a little slower. 1, 2 bola, 3 and 4 and. The last measure is really cool. Then you're going to play open C string, first fret of the F, 1 and. Then you'll use your ring finger to grab the third fret of the A string on the offbeat. Then we're going to do a triplet that sounds like this. And you're going to play middle finger on the A string, index on the E. You'll play both of the A and the E strings. Get your middle finger down here on the third fret of the G. And then back up to the third fret of the A. So the triplet's like 2 bola. And then immediately after, come down with your thumb to strum through. That way I come up and grab that third fret again on the offbeat, 3 and then I finish on the fourth beat with an open C string. So that last measure, 1 and 2 bola, 3 and 4. One time a little slower. 1, 2, well, excuse me. 1 and 2 bola, 3 and 4. All 4 of those, nice and slow. I'll count them out, then we'll play them without counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 2 bola, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 bola, 3 and 4. And then you're back on the top. Okay, one more time. Okay, one more time without counting. And then you'll be back at the top of the verse. Now, you can also use that to finish just at the very end after that open C. You're gonna go ahead and grab the bar, the 5th fret, and get your middle finger on the 6th fret here and strum through a C7. So that'd be how you finish the song. Just from the last measure to show how that sounds. And there you have the end of the tune. So those are all the pieces, folks. That is the entire song. The next thing is just to put it all together. So why don't we go ahead and I'm gonna play the intro. I'll sing through the first verse, play through the turnaround, and then just finish it. If you can get through these first verses, it's just a matter of changing the lyrics, okay? All right, from the very, very top with that turnaround, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sweet home Chicago. And there you have it, folks. That's putting all those pieces together. You really just need the lyrics for the next 5 verses, but that's the entire song. That turnaround happens in between each verse, and then you would just jump to the top with the shuffle, right? There are in the verses 3, 4, and 5 that don't have the quick turnaround, the ones that don't jump to B flat and stay on that F there for the first 4 measures. If you want to give that a little more movement, you could do this. Which is just 1, 2, and on the third beat, instead of removing your finger, you'd actually get your ring finger on the 3rd fret, and then work your way back to the 2nd fret, like. So So that's an option for those other verses, all right? And there you have it, folks. That's the whole tune. Keep on rocking and rolling. Have a lovely day, and we'll catch you next Wednesday or Saturday for our next ukulele tutorial. Take care, everybody. Cool, everyone, that was it. Thank you so much for watching the whole lesson. Again, if you weren't aware of the challenge, but you love Robert Johnson, make sure you check out that playlist so you can master his lovely blues style. Skype lessons one-on-one if you're ever interested. You can email me, tenthumbsproductions@gmail.com, and we can set up a time for some one-on-one lessons. Think about becoming a Patreon. Printable tabs for all of our lessons. Starts at just $1 a month, with caps as low as $1 a creation. Cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger, and it will accelerate your learning. Alright, and until next time, remember to subscribe. New ukulele every single Wednesday, Saturday, guitar on Monday. Have a lovely day. Keep on rocking and rolling. And practice that Chicago accent next time you go down the Grand River Avenue right next to the Great Lakeshore Drive on the Miracle Mile. Take care.